Big money in Brooklyn, New York. This is Seymour Betta with freeprescriptionlenses.com. And today I'm going to cut a nice pair of glasses for your Versace. Let me take them out of the case here. Of course, you got your card of authenticity, your international warranty, your serial number that you can provide, but that's not what you came to see. This is what you came to see, the star of the show, the main attraction. Before we get to them, you got your Italian leather Versace case, you got your Versace cleaning cloth on the inside, and now the star of the show, the main attraction. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together while it's being shipped from Italy. Don't believe me? Made in Italy. Of course, I'm going to put it on there when I ship to you. And again, this is the Versace 4307 color GB1, which is the classic black and gold in the 58 eye size. It's got, before I put that away, it's got the Medusa on each side. It's got the engravings, the Greco Versace engravings going down each temple. And you know, I've been saying for years, some of the nicest glasses out there are sunglasses, but they're just too nice to be worn as sunglasses. They need to be rock these things as everyday clear lenses. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop out the original demo lenses, the sunglass lenses, and I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my blocker, and hit start. A little stylus is going to pop up, and it's going to go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Versace frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number on there, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for these Versaces, whether they are prescription or not. Big money, you know you need a prescription. You can't just be rocking these for style if you had some flex dollars laying around. But that is the shape we'll be cutting. It's only magnified, that green outline, as you can see there. I'm going to magnify it while I'm working on it. Let me put your frame right there. Your pupillary distance in each eye is 35.5. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap this plus button. It goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments till we get to 35.5. Now, I'm going to raise up the optical center in this frame. Now, the blue cross is the geometric center of the frame. If you were to measure vertically and horizontally, that's where that blue cross will be. Your eye is in that orange crosshair just above that in inset. So let's come down here to my Marco 101 lensometer. Get your lenses prepped. Your right eye is minus 75, minus 250 at 177. Minus 75, minus 250 at 177. Turn the axis wheel there. I'm going to put the power drum, well, let me zero it out. We're good there. Let me put the power drum on minus 75. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Place it in the lensometer. Rotate it until the sphere of power comes in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction. Get that lined up there too, just like the crosshairs of a scope. Check everything real closely here. I'm going to put 3 dots on it. Where's my pen? Here it is. The third one's a little light. And this is the right lens. Let me do the same thing now for the left. Minus 50, minus 250 at 177. We actually, how rare is that? You actually get to stay on the same axis wheel. But minus 50, minus 250. Take the lens out of the sleeve, put it on minus 50. Put the lens in, rotate until the sphere of power comes in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction, which I'll explain in a little while what all these terms mean. Put 3 dots on your lenses. Ooh, those are messy. We put one over here, and that is L, which is Latin for not right. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Tell you, that joke's for me. I don't care if anyone else laughs. I'm laughing at that joke. So I'm going to put your lens on the platform. Now, this is a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need to take 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 here. The black side is the sticky side. Line this up onto the first block. Do the same thing now for the second block. Put that up there. Pull the paper away to make the second side of the double-sided sticker sticky. Now, if you see a silver button on the back, that is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice today. The first time is right now. It's going to attach itself to something magnetical there in the arm and hold that in place. 35.5, 35.5, OC height of 24. Let me mark that and move that over. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented and they're just perfectly. With your prescription, it cannot deviate whatsoever. I want to check one thing. Oh yeah, this lens is plenty easy enough to fit. I'm going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. I'm going to do the same thing now for the unright lens. Pull the paper away, make the black side sticky. Oh, I put it on upside down this time. Get those lined up. Now you have the same pupillary distance, 35.5. It has, the left has mirrored the right. If I needed to change it, I would. Same optical center height, the vertical decentration. And make sure the lens is large enough. It is. I'm going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. Now, this is the edger. This is going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home after watching this video, and you won't need this guy anymore to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is inside. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center, that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens. Did I turn that off? I did. So it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So let's go ahead and wake up the computer. That is the shape we'll be cutting. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that, or better yet, TBD, to be determined later, some lens material they're going to come out with in the future. But for now, we're going to stick with polycarb because of its advantages, which I'll explain too. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lenses because it won't be seen. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of your lens. And that concludes your vocabulary lesson of the day. I'm going to go ahead and let the magnet do its job a second time today. It's going to attach itself to something magnetical there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. That's right, you're hearing that joke again too. Again, I remind everyone, if you can think of a funnier joke, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read it on the air. You don't even have to include your name. I'll recognize your handwriting. But this video is going to be about 15, maybe 20 minutes total. Stick along. Tag along, stick around, whatever I'm trying to say. This is part 15 of my 250 million installment of cutting a pair of glasses for everyone in the United States, and then I'm going to do worldwide. I got to ship a second pair to Peru this week, so I'm going to hit the green arrow, which is starred in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame, which we did because we looked at it. You can see as it's tracing the shape. Then the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. I could manually move the bevel forwards or backwards if I needed to, but with your prescription in the frame, it is not necessary. So if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet. Water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, just to wash away any optical debris that you may see beginning to form on the edge of the lens, or you may not. But your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. It is a high impact lens and has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so this is permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that you have to reapply every couple hours when you're exposed to the sun. The other nice thing about your lenses, they are aspheric. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens, which I have right here, a spherical lens is round in every direction. It gives you an ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. We do not want that in your lens. So not only are they 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic, but the front curvature is flatter in all dimensions, giving you a wider field of view and a better cosmetic look, as well as it fits in today's flatter curvature frames. So when you buy lenses from someone online, they charge you for prescription lenses. That's no bueno. When you want to upgrade to the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable, high impact lenses of polycarbonate, they charge you a second time for that, which is double no bueno. And then when you want the aspheric flatter curvature lenses, they charge you a third time, which is triple no bueno. You get all that for free every time you buy a pair of frames from me. Now you have the anti-glare coating on your lens. It's 3 features in one. The first feature is it reduces glare when driving at night, especially driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights and the such. It also goes by the initials ARC, which means anti-reflective coating, so it reduces reflections. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your lens. They're making much better eye contact. Plus, if you take a selfie or if someone takes a picture with the flash, you won't see the flash lit up in your lens. They'll see just your eyes. Now, the nice thing about the anti-glare coating, the third feature, which is the practical side that I like, is that it takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, because the machine that applies it costs well over $1 million and takes 24 hours. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating onto the lens to protect your time and investment. Now, nothing on God's green earth is unscratchable, but these lenses will take more abuse than just about any others. So water has begun spraying onto the lens. It tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cycle. A little lever is coming into play. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, something you would find on the end of a Dremel tool. That's applying the safety bevel to the rear concave surface of the lens. If any portion of this lens were to protrude from the back surface of the frame and come into contact with the cheek, that back surface will be nice and smooth because of that bevel. So you don't have to worry about that. But because I cut prescription lenses all day long that are free with the purchase of a frame, that does become more critical with some prescriptions. All right, I'm not bending over. It's after lunch, I might rip my pants. I know, New Year's resolutions were so long ago. My resolution for this year is to live until the next New Year's. And watch, I'll probably fail that one miserably too. So there is a little bit of Schwarf optical sawdust that did not get washed off. So I'm going to run my thumbnail around. I love it when it comes off in one piece, just like lint out of the dryer trap. The lint trap in the dryer. But I used to throw these on the floor, but with my new lab, I promised my wife, yeah, I'm talking about you, honey, that I would collect them neatly into one pile and then wipe them on the floor, but now I'm wiping them into my hand and then I'm going to drop them in the trash. So let's see if this fits first time around. We're going to tuck the lens in at the outside corners first, pressing down with my thumbs at the nose, and it snaps right in. Let's do the same thing now for the left lens. We're going to flip that over to L, which again is Latin for not right. Put the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, and then hit start. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced again by the 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see, follow my finger, it's going around measuring the shape of the lens. There we go. And just like before, it's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel. So you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, and look at that, no edge thickness whatsoever, which is always a concern in a larger frame. And you have higher than average astigmatism at no edge thickness whatsoever. That turns out perfect. So while that's cutting, let me come down here and keep working on the right lens. We're going to pop the block off, pull that sticker off, drop that there, continue to my artwork that keeps growing and growing. Let's place it right there, shall we? Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're going to come down here and inspect your lens. I don't have to move the axis wheel. It's still at 177. I'm going to put it in just above that red dot. And I am getting -75, 1 tick mark away from 1. That's because the unit of measurement in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. And it starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75. So you're on the 3rd rung of a ladder. You are nearsighted. With your glasses off, you can see up close great, but you can't see far away. So you need 3 steps of far-sighted correction to be able to see far away. Without your glasses on, everything is much too large than it appears in real life. So that's why there's a minus sign. It will minify down to the correct size. Now, once it's the correct size, we have to take away fuzzy edges, which is most of your prescription. Is astigmatic, or your astigmatism. You have an additional, once we get 3 steps of farsighted correction, we have another 10 steps of astigmatism correction. Astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So think of it as the fine-tune knob. You have 2 curves on your eye. One curve going this way, which is 3 steps, and a much steeper curve this way, which is 10 steps, and it's how you line up those two curves to make everything nice and crisp. And we turn that fine-tune knob to 177. So let's check your astigmatism correction now. And we get to -3 1/4. That's because, remember high school algebra where you add two like signs together? Yeah, don't worry, I've forgotten that too. Let's use today's terms. You let someone borrow 75 cents and then they borrowed another $2.50, they would owe you $3.25. We are at 325 in the red, one tick mark away from 3. Now, these first two numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. Your left eye is going to have a total combined value of 3. The -50 for your left eye, again, 250, 10 steps of astigmatism. Now for your second pair, take a look at these big money. Big money. This is the one you need for your second pair if you are going to do some sunglasses. Although I've had people do these with clear lenses. This is the, look, you got the leather on there with the gold Medusa. This comes white with all this gold, and of course you see the black with this gold, the Medusa with all that trim there. This is the Versace 2150Q, color 1002, in the 62 eye size. So, think of these as your second pair. You can get them as sunglasses. I've had people get them with transition lenses so they're clear inside and then look like this when they go outside. But I also have a new program now called 2 for 1, that when you buy 2 pair of glasses from me, I donate 1 pair to someone in need in charity, either the homeless shelter or in the school system here. But I got to get these shipped tomorrow, so I got these ready to go. They came in the same as your shipment, so in the same box, and I just had to show them off because they're so tough. So let me dry these off. Now, there are many frames I do not have on my website, so if you've seen a frame elsewhere that you want, just contact me as an authorized Versace dealer, Ray-Ban, Polo, many more. If there's anything you want that I don't have on the website, just email me and I can get it for you. So again, let's go ahead and clean up all this little swarf and then throw it in the trash. Let's come over here. We're going to take your lens. We're going to tuck it in at the outside corner and using my thumbs, press down at the nose. It snaps right in. Let's go ahead and take that block off, pull the sticker off, dry off the block, put it back in its place. Add that right there. It's growing, it's growing. Stay tuned. Come back and see my artwork as it grows. So, this is nice. I don't have to turn the astigmatism wheel. It's still at 177. I'm going to put it in above that red dot and check the power, and I am getting minus, where's my flashlight? You know, I've got a smaller one. I just can't find it. -50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. -50, and again, another 10 steps, -250 of astigmatism correction. And I'm going to put that in there, and we're going to end up at -3. So that is cut perfectly. Now, this is the portion of every video that as I clean your lenses, and of course, I mentioned there's free shipping anywhere in the U.S., and Brooklyn is still in the U.S. So, but when you get these in the mail, oops, look at what I did. Look at what I did. I did not check the PD. Let me come back here, 177. Put that in there, get everything lined up perfectly. And your PD is 35.5 in each eye for a total of 71. I turn the card around. I'm going to take the PD stick out of my pocket and place the end on your right lens against my thumb. And then we hold it up to the left lens. We're getting 71 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now, if I may get back to what I was alluding to, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just stop by your local place and just tell them if it's, sorry, let me get this into focus, if it's too loose or too tight, or if it's high on one side. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly, of which I will do. In fact, I always like to field test every cleaning cloth before it gets shipped. So when you get these in the mail and there's a wrinkle in your cloth, you know that it works. I field test every one because you don't want me to have to use mine. I'm using yours to make sure it cleans. See, that way you can never tell me you can't get your lenses clean. I also provide not only a selfie request in each package, but instructions on how to care for not only your frame and your lenses, how to clean and care for those so they last you for years, but for the cleaning cloth that I provide, and your Versace cleaning cloth and your Versace case. So those two will last you for years. I'm told I'm the only one on the internet that does that. So, but I'm going to get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and I set them down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now, for those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing the Versace 3199 in color. Oh, what color is this? I can't see with my glasses off. It is color. Hang on. Colors. Yo, Pac-Man. All right, I'm showing my age. 5119, which is the tortoise and blue. And of course, it's got the Versace plate and that Greco engravings in the temple. This comes in black and the blue and tortoise. That Greco engravings that you see on mine, that is the same one that is engraved into the metal of this frame. I'm going to put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Alright, flip these over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, and that neither temple is askew. So that is that. If anyone has any questions, you can email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the contact me button on this website. Or better yet, if you have a question or comment, leave it in the comment section below, because that way other people who see this video can read your question or comment and learn something and gain something by it that they may not have asked or thought of to ask themselves. So, big money in Brooklyn, New York. I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription lenses with anti-glare for your new Versace 4307 color GB1, which is the gold and black in the 58 eye size, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.